You know, when it comes to relationships, meeting people, dating, it's all about energy. It's all about understanding energy, how energy works, how attraction works, how your thoughts work, how your healing work. And I will say this, before you meet anyone, before you try to meet anyone, the first person that you should meet is you. And I ain't talking about meeting you with the pain, not the you with the with the resistance of everything that happens. Not with you with your anger. Don't meet you with all these things going on in your life. I'm talking about the more when you sit still and literally meet you. I mean, when you can find that space between your thoughts before one thought begins again and another one ends, that's you. When you can meet yourself, you should always focus on meeting yourself before you meet anyone else, because it's only in meeting yourself you can meet anyone. Because if you don't meet yourself, you will never understand anything, because you will only understand based on your blockages. You will only understand it based on your emotions that you keep practicing. You can only understand someone to the level that you understand yourself. So please, I need you to meet yourself. Meet yourself in a space where you practice being silent when you're by yourself. You practice being in love when you're by yourself. You practice being in that silence and that peace. You practice being calm and relaxed. And then when you can meet yourself in that situation, when you understand what you really are and what's going on within you when you are still, the voices that you hear when you are still, the feelings that you feel when you are still unaware of what's going on, when you have truly meet yourself, then you can understand others. Because to be honest, the only way to get to know someone is knowing yourself. The only way to get to know someone is knowing yourself. The only way to get to know anyone or anything in this life, the only way to get to know the sunset and the trees and the flowers is knowing yourself. Because only you is the processor of all things. You process people. You process the trees and the sunlight. You process. So the only thing, only when you consume it and when it goes inside of you, can you understand what it really means to you. But to allow it to go inside of you, you have to clear up some space. To look at it from the facts and the truth perspective, you have to clear up some space. That means clear up the anger. It's no longer needed. See, it was needed before in a place where you were surviving. You know, clear up the bitterness. You know, maybe it was needed in your earlier life, but now in our journey, it's no longer needed. The insecurities, clear that up. This is what you are. Learn to accept what you are. Learn to accept this. No matter what it looks like, what it feels like, learn to accept it. Because when you learn to accept it, everything will make sense. Not based on judgment, but on understanding. See, when we look at people, the reason why people were so hard to find is because nobody makes sense to us, because we are still looking for ourselves. It becomes harder. A part of knowing yourself is being free. And when you are free, man, when you are free, Lord, everything, you open to everything. You open to give chances. You open to understanding. You're not open to attachments. You're not open to just attaching to always fighting this and resisting this. When you are free, no matter what comes, it comes. No matter what goes, it goes, because you know the power of being free, that you're going to be okay. The power of being free is that you are okay to make decisions based on knowledge instead of emotions and instead of attachments. You understand that you're not attached to anything, but you are attached to everything in this universe. So if one thing leaves, you are perfectly fine. See, being free means I have learned to love. And then my love is generated from me and within me. So whether you go or stay, I'm okay. So you give more chances. See, when you are free, you give people a chance. When you are not free, you can't give a damn soul a damn chance, because just in case, that one chance that they might leave, that one chance they might hurt you, that one chance they might ghost you, that one chance they might abuse you, you don't know how to live with yourself because you are not free. You live in judgment. So you will always judge yourself. Always, you got to forgive yourself. You got to this and you got to that and you got to this and you got to forgive you and I got to forget. Understand, please. The reason why it's so hard for us to be happy is because we're not free. Choose to be free first and watch happiness comes. And when I say free up your emotions. Start practicing new emotions. Start to practice new emotions. You've been practicing the same old stuff for all these years. You've been practicing how to feel betrayed. You got it down pat. You can feel betrayed instantly. You can feel betrayed if somebody don't call you. You can feel betrayed if somebody ghosts you. You can feel betrayed if you have a friend and a friend disrespects you. You can feel, you are easily, you feel betrayal. You are easily feeling angry. If this happens, you're angry. If this happens, you can easily practice bitterness. You can easily practice insecurity. You know what these things feel, but these things won't benefit you in this new journey. If you want the journey of success, relationships, happiness, you got to practice new emotions, because new emotions bring new experiences. Old emotions bring the same old experiences. It keeps you in the same place. It keeps you going back to the same people and the same things and the same habits. You have to learn to practice new emotions. And when you start to practice new emotions, your outlook on life changes. Your feeling within yourself changes. Your frequency changes. And only then can you attract a different lifestyle. Before you meet someone, meet yourself in a higher dimension. Meet yourself in a new way, in a new look. You got to understand that the things that happened in the past happened in the past. And there's nothing that you can do to change it. There's nothing that you can do to fix it. But what you can fix is understanding that that's your perception of how it happened. That is your perception at that point. Now you are in a higher place. If you still look at those things the same as you look at now, as you look at then, come on, that means there's no growth. See, we keep telling ourselves the same stories of the past because we want to convince ourselves that's who we are and how it happened. So you can hold on to the same thing in the same way. And the body carries that trauma like it's nothing. It is time to look at things differently. Look at relationships differently. Look at relationship as not something that makes you happy, but something that comes and allow you to know yourself or learn yourself even deeper. See, before you meet someone, meet yourself. But then when you meet somebody, you meet yourself in a whole different place, a whole different understanding and dimension. That's the purpose of relationship. It's not to make you happy. It's not to make you peace. It's not to make you anything. It's to reflect to you what you really are and how deep you have met yourself. Please, man, please, please, please. Before you meet someone, meet yourself. But to meet yourself, get rid of all the things that is stopping you from liking yourself. Get rid of all the things that making you judge yourself. Get rid of all the things that making your love not seen and felt and projected. Meet yourself in a higher plane of understanding, of acceptance. And when you begin to meet yourself in that way, I promise you, everybody that you meet, whether they like you or not, it wouldn't bother you. Whether they stay or go, it wouldn't bother you, because you are not dependent on somebody else's actions or behavior for you to feel how you feel. This is the key. Before you meet anyone, you have to meet yourself. And until you meet yourself, all you're going to meet is people who haven't met themselves yet. When you meet yourself, you understand and accept people. When you meet yourself, you understand that you're not going to meet people just the way how we believe people should come. Completely 100%. Sometimes people are going to struggle, but they are still quality. People are going to go through things, but they are still quality. And you learn to understand and discern energies better, because in you, there's not a whole bunch of trauma emotions. So then, since there's no trauma emotions, you won't be able to pull people, you won't be drained, and you won't be... See, the reason why when we meet people, we are so drained is because the energy that we have inside of ourselves before we meet them is draining. We can't calm our minds. We are overthinking, we are overfeeling, we are over everything else. So we are quick to pull people's low vibrational energies. When you meet yourself, you understand, I learned how to separate myself from everything else. See, to meet yourself is to understand how to separate you from everything else. Separate you from your thoughts. Separate you from your emotions. Find yourself in your feelings and find yourself in every chaos that's happening. You learn to do that. And when you learn to do that, I'm telling you, when you get in a relationship, it is so much clearer, because you understand no matter what happens, I am perfectly good. Some of you are so afraid. Because if somebody leave you, if somebody lied to you one more time, if somebody cheated on you one more time, you might hurt yourself. So they hurt you, so you give yourself permission to hurt yourself. They lied to you, so you give yourself permission to lie to yourself. I'm not good. All men are liars. All women are this. You're lying to yourself again just to feel better, just to soothe the pain, but it doesn't work. Meet yourself higher. Every version, every time you see stuff going on in your life, you should be going higher, but some of you going lower and lower, and the longer you go, man, listen, before you meet yourself, before you meet someone, meet yourself. Your natural, pure self, your authentic self. Go back and be a child again. Meet that playful, joyful self. So that no matter what, who comes or who stays, you are there for the whole time. Don't leave yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't compare yourself. Just meet yourself. See how beautiful you are. We haven't seen our beauty in so long. That's why we are always in the head. We are always up here trying to find it. Trying to go through everything that happened in our life. Trying to, experience or explain yesterday. Trying to explain this so that we can feel better. Listen, you don't have to do all that. When you have met yourself, this is what it is. Your mind stays clear because you're not fighting anything. The fight is done. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to try to be strong and be strong. You're only strong against your own emotions and your feelings. That's what strength really is when it comes to people saying, I'm strong. You fight in your own emotions. You fight in your own feelings. But when you have met yourself, you realize you don't have those strong feelings anymore. Because no matter what you feel, you still know what to do when you do it accordingly. You don't have to be strong. You have to be aware. This is the journey from the strength to the awareness. This is the evolution. From being strong to being aware. This is who you are, aware. Just be aware. You don't have to always be triggered. Just be aware. You don't have to be angry for what you see. Just be aware. You don't have to be bitter because you've seen something. Just be aware. You don't have to judge what you see. Just be aware of it. Awareness. Before you meet someone, meet yourself. You owe that to yourself. This is my before gym conversation. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.